Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into my channel. I hope you're having a great weekend. So, did you guys tune in to Up and Adams' interview earlier this week with Mary Cosby's mom and her stepfather? I think it was Wednesday of this week. I'm having a bad hair day. Gotta put on a hat. Really need to get my roots colored. Anyway, so this interview, I was really happy for Up and Adam that he got a chance to interview the mom. This is the first interview that I've seen with Mary's mom coming forward, speaking her side of the story. And you guys, there are so many sides to the story. I mean, we've had the Uncle Ernie to come forward. He's been on Up and Adam. He's been on Sherelle's World. I think he's even been on Tasha K's YouTube. I'm not sure. And there's I can't remember the other guy's name. There's a cousin Dan for sure, and then there's like some adopted cousins that Mama, who's the grandmother, that she took care of back in the day. Also, one of the guys came forward, and allegedly he's no longer here. He passed away. According to Uncle Ernie, he robbed a bank allegedly, and he had a shootout with the cops. So the cops shot him and killed him. I think that was like maybe within the last year. So it's so much stuff going on, and so many people's coming forward, spilling their tea on Bishop and Mary. So of course, it's a lot of he say, she say. We don't know what's the truth. Okay, this interview that Adam had with Mary's mom, Rosalind, and the stepfather, Mark would not shut the F up. He overtalked and took over the interview. It was so ridiculous. I really wanted him to hush. We don't want to hear from you. We want to hear from Mary's mom. So from everything that was going on, the way that the interview went, what I took from the interview is that Mary's mom forgave Mary for whatever they had going on. Mary said herself, even on the show, that she has not had a relationship with her mom for over 20 years. That's such a long time, guys. I speak to my mom every single day, several times a day. And I don't know. I don't know a world of not speaking to my mom. And I'm very grateful and thankful that I have a relationship with my mom. But so that is just so outrageous and so crazy to me. According to Mary, they stopped speaking because the mom wanted to marry the bishop herself so she can inherit everything that the grandmother left behind, allegedly. So I don't know. Anyway, just from Mary being married to the grandfather, this is just crazy just from that, because who really would want to marry someone that's their relative, and especially your grandmother has been with? That was your grandmother's husband. Of course, they are not blood. However, still a sick, crazy situation. So Mary mom forgave Mary for whatever their situation may be. And she showed a lot of love for Mary. And people are thinking that that Mary's mom was paid off by Mary to come forward and say good things about her, because she also, her and the stepfather, they were placing blame on Bishop for everything that's going on, for Mary marrying the bishop, for the cult accusations. The stepfather, he had so many horrible things to say about Robert Sr., about how he abuses the people, not only mentally, as far as having them to refinance their homes allegedly and give the money to the church, which would be Mary and Bishop, so they could have the lifestyle that they have. That he also physically hit people, like he's known to hit people. So, and that he's a womanizer, pretty much. In so many words, they stated that he was a womanizer, and that he ran after different women in the church. And it seems to be different family members. Like, okay, you guys keeping it in the family or what? Everybody's trying to sleep with this person, that person. Is really crazy. There are more people in the world. So the stepfather, he just kept going on and on, over talking to mom. However, I did notice there were a couple of times where it seemed to me that Mary's mom was trying to make the statement that Mary was preyed upon by the bishop when she was younger. Mary got married when she was 17 years old to her first husband, Dana. Bishop was against Mary's marriage with Dana and discouraged that and had them to divorce. And he took upon himself to have Mary for himself. And then after the grandmother, the time frame is kind of fuzzy, so it's not a clear understanding if Mary and the bishop had started relations prior to the grandmother dying or if this was after the grandmother dying. And Miss Roslyn, Mary's mom, and the stepfather both said that Mary would leave and the bishop would chase after her and bring her back every time she would leave and try to get out the situation. So to me, it sounded like they were stating that Mary was brainwashed back in the day at that time. She married Dana when she was 17. I think she got with the bishop. She might have been like 20 or 21, her early 20s. And a lot of people, they assume that that age is when you're a full adult, and that's not true for everyone. And then especially if you're being manipulated. And every single person is different. So just because I'm not able to be manipulated because I can see through things does not mean that the next person who is the same age or near the age of me is not able to be manipulated. We all are made different. So I think it is possible that that could have happened. Mary's mom, she also, to me, I felt she was trying to make a statement that although that happened to Mary at a younger age, and at that time Mary was the victim, she's not a victim now. That the things that's going on as far as manipulating the people that's within the church to have them to refund their house, to refinance their homes, and to give the money to her and bishops so they can have their lifestyle, and also anything else that Mary's doing that's considered crooked, allegedly, that she is responsible for that. That was the message I was getting from the mom and what she was trying to say. However, the big mouth stepfather would not shut up. So it's like you really have to pay attention. And I watched the video a couple of times on Up in Adam's channel, and that was my take from it. I could be wrong, but that was my take from it. So I mean, it's really good that Adam got the interview with the mom. However, I just wish that they could have had more control of not having maybe the stepfather there, or maybe having him to shut up and just giving Mary's mom, Miss Rosalind, time to really complete her sentences and say her part. Because to me, that's the person that we wanted to hear from. I mean, the only other person I would like to come forward, and it's still a lot of he say, she say, and no one really knows the truth at this moment except for God and the grandmother who's gone. And then we don't know, maybe she started all this stuff. Maybe that's how she ran her business back in the day, as far as the same manner that Bishop and Mary is doing, as far as controlling the people that's in the church. There's so many churches even to this day now, and not even Pentecostal. It could be Jehovah's Witnesses, even though they don't have a church, they have Kingdom Hall. It could be Christians, it could be Baptists, Methodists, any division, any type of religion can be considered a cult. And there are some people that turn these type of religious institutes into a cult. So it's like you really have to cover yourself, ask for guidance and coverage from God, and learn and know for yourself, because I do believe it's easy to be manipulated by others, and then especially when the people are greedy, and it could be a really horrible thing. So the main consensus between everyone that's came forward speaking since Mary Cosby has been on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is that the bishop is a terrible man, allegedly, and that there's like some cult-like behavior going on in the church, and there seems to be a suspect of maybe Bishop, I'm not sure Mary, but maybe they had something to do allegedly with the death of Mama, who is the grandma, because according to everyone that's came forward, Mama was okay. She died out of a sudden. And when she died, there was no 911 call, that they only had the coroner to come pick her up, and then there was the burial. Later on, they did have her body exhumed, and they found a lot of, I think the drug allegedly in her system was something Valium. I'm not exactly sure. I have to go back and review. However, nothing was done about that. So I mean, this is like it seems very suspicious, you know. So this family definitely needs prayer, and hopefully they can come back together. Um, it's that Mary's not coming back to the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Allegedly, that's what I've been hearing for season 3, and she definitely did not show up for the reunion. She had a lot of things going on within the season as far as making different racist comments and some saying some off-putting things, even with Jenny with the slanted eyes, which I really felt that she was giving Jenny a compliment. But even outside, because I know a lot of people who use the eyeliner to make their eyes look slanted, and that's a feature that they like, and it's a cute feature. However, I'm not Asian, so I didn't know that it was racial intentions, and just from looking at the show, it appeared that Mary was giving Jenny a compliment on her sexy photo that she was playing around with the ladies. But outside of that, yeah, Mary did say a lot of racist things, and I still don't think she was trying to be racist. I think she just says whatever comes up. And one of the people that came forward, I think her cousin Dan, said that Mary does not even have a high school education, and that can play into a lot of people not knowing what to say and when to say things, and being socially awkward, and just being plain ignorant. So it just seems like a lot of ignorance, which is poor on her side, and she really needs to get educated on that, and she, apologize for things that she said, which she did apologize to Jenny. Even though it came forward that Jenny is racist herself. Like, she is gutter. She is really deep down in there. So yeah, this interview Up and Adam did, bravo to him. I definitely wish it was better, but that's all the information we got. And Uncle Ernie, he came to Sherelle's world a couple of days later, and he stated that Mary's mom is just as worse as Mary, allegedly, and that she's also running a cult herself. So they got a lot of stuff going on in Utah. I think the mom is in Indiana now with her church, but there's a lot of stuff going on. Tonight, there's going to be another new episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and all the ladies are still in Zion, and it appears to be that there's going to be more drama. Something going on with Meredith. I think Meredith, and maybe they're thinking that she's lying about going to the memorial for her father, because remember, Mary and Meredith, they did not travel with the ladies on the day that the SWAT team came down looking for Jen at the beauty lab before they left for their trip to Vail. And then once again, on the trip to Zion, Mary and Meredith, they did not ride with the ladies. They don't want to ride with y'all. So more drama to tune into. Thank you guys so much for checking out my channel, for watching my video. Please click like, leave a comment, and please subscribe and come back for more content. I hope you have a great week. Thank you. Peace and love.